So what's up, Knicks Nation? We got a lot to discuss as the boys in orange and blue have a pretty impactful week. Of course, OG Anunoby, we received some news regarding his injury and his toe injury update, toe evolution. And we're also going to discuss Mike Brown and his comments on Mike Alvarado. We'll talk about H2O and Jalen Brunson in town stealing the show at All-Star Weekend. We'll also get into the buyout market. The Knicks get their target, who they've been rumored to be going after for the past 2 weeks. We'll get into the question of the day, which is, do the Knicks have the deepest bench since 1999? We're going to talk about that and more on this episode of This Week Inside the Knicks. Big time salute to everyone. Welcome to the show. I am your host, Karan Pierre, the Objective Fan. And I'm straight out of Kings County, New York City's finest. Man, you know the vibes, man. Tell a friend that we live, man. Welcome to the show. Another edition of This Week Inside the Knicks. This is episode 15, and we'll be talking about the time period between February 9th to the 15th. Okay, and man, what a week of some polarity. I mean, at one point we lose to the Indiana Pacers, and now everyone is questioning whether or not this team is good. Then we respond blowing out the Philadelphia 76ers in dramatic fashion. So what a week. I'm going to give a big time salute to all the people that are in the building early. I see you, L Figgy. Big time salute. Knicks Tape Man is Discord server. I see you, Tony. Let's go. Old man Knicks fan. Let's go. Big time salute to everybody that was in the building early. Of course, this show always will have technical difficulties. I had a whole nother show going, and then boom, I don't know what happened, but we're here now. That's all that matters. Salute to everybody who was on the Knicks Fanathon. It was a spectacular event. I got to give some special thanks. We did the first ever 24-hour live stream. Now, I know some of y'all might be wondering, what happened to the stream? Where is it? YouTube is taking its time, uploading it. I spoke to YouTube yesterday, and, they said that it'll take maybe 3 days to fully upload. So it's coming. To those of you guys who may have missed it, you wanted to go back and track your steps and see where you was. I did the whole 24 hours. I only took 4 breaks, but I do got to give a big time salute to the Knicks recap, my man Troy. Big time salute to him holding me down. I also got to give a big time salute to Mellow Mike. He came through, stayed way longer than he was supposed to. And he had to get up to go to work the next day. Big time salute to my man Fritz. He held it down. I mean, he came on at 2 a.m., stayed till like after 6. Also, big time salute to my man Big Dog Talk Sports. We had technical difficulty, but it managed to work. It just, honestly, y'all, the stream and everything, it just went so smoothly. It was no disconnections, no choppiness. Everything was fantastic. And of course, I got to give a big, major time salute to my man Ron from Still Knicks Fans, who also helped me, towards the end of the stream. Of course, I got to give a big time salute to some of the people that was in the building as well. AP stayed for a lot of the show. Miggy was there for a lot of the show. But that guy 22, man, he stayed on the phone with me after Big Dog got off. Also, June came on, and that was like the real early morning. So, big time salute to all of the supporters of the show, man. I'm gonna do the full MVP donors later because there was a lot of people that showed love and support. But honestly, man, you guys really helped me carry on. Now, of course, we didn't reach our goal, but it's fine. We'll get there. We're still on the road to 10K. So if you are watching this video, definitely make sure you smash the like button and also the subscribe button, because we noticed in the last 28 days, 56.6% of you guys are not subscribed. So go ahead and just take care of that now. If you are new to this this podcast is also a blog as well, and it's on Substack. So that link is actually in the description of this video, or you can go to the link tree as well, which is on the screen, and that'll take you to my Substack page. So that's where we will be reading off today. Of course, the game night, the playoff edition to the 82 night series is also out. So make sure you guys go place your orders now so you get it in time for the postseason. Okay, it is upon us. You believe it or not, we got less than 30 games remaining in the season. So take advantage of that now. I'll talk more about that later as well. I'm just trying to make sure I got all my announcements. Oh, by the way, hold up. Let me check something, y'all. Let me check something, because Detroit, I've been talking with Detroit, y'all. And I'm not sure how many of you guys was on the Fanathon, but Detroit called up. Okay, he wants to know how it's going down. I'm going to text him when I get up the show. So it looks like we confirmed this Wednesday, 8:30, we're going to have a showdown with the Detroit Pistons fans. You don't want to miss it, okay? You don't want to miss it. This Wednesday is going to be lit. Right before the game, the day before the game, we're going to get it in. And I'm telling you right now, I want all the smoke. So if you're a fan of another team and you call it in, listen, my platform is designed to deal with everyone. I'm not looking for people to disagree with me. I'm also not just looking to speak with just Knicks fans. I'm a basketball fan and I watch your team a lot. That goes to all 29 teams. So we can have a discussion. I'm always open for it. And on this platform, we keep it respectful. No ad hominem attacks. You see how I deal with the trolls? Because I talk basketball. They know they can't complain over here. You think, is there any other announcements? So that's the Fanathon. Also, we will be back tomorrow as well. Blue and Orange Breakfast Show every day this week. Okay, so that's around noon usually, all right? So we'll be doing that breakfast show every day this week. 2 days will return as well. So tomorrow I will be doing the Knicks Nocturnal as well, or Level Head and Knicks Talk. I'm not sure. I got to talk with Max on that. We didn't discuss that night, but Wednesday will be the Knicks War Room. It's going down with the Detroit Pistons on Wednesday. And of course, we get back to the normal flow of things with the game on Thursday against the Detroit Pistons. So yeah, man, we're just going to jump into research mode. Pow, if you don't know, we actually read from the Substack article, all right, as we go along, because I'm somebody that likes to put all the information on the screen. So you won't see, so you can see that I'm not capping and I'm always, giving the most accurate news and information, so to speak, okay? So we're going to start off here in the beginning with some special highlights, as we always do. So this news came out this week. Former Knicks center Amari Stoudemire has been named 2026 Naismith Basketball Hall of Fame finalist, man. First, a big time salute for Amari Stoudemire. Once a Knick, always a Knick. Okay. And, he averaged 17.3 points, 6.7 rebounds in 5 seasons with the Knicks. Big time salute. Once again, sometimes I don't want people to think that I'm taking, shots at people when I talk about their resumes and I may compare them. I'm never trying to put nobody down. Amari Stoudemire was all NBA first team before he got to the Knicks. And when he came to the Knicks, he was the only star at the time. I mean, T-Mac also came, but T-Mac was definitely past his prime. But he was the only star that wanted to come to New York. And that's why Amari will always get high praise from me, period. Was he the superstar that we needed him to be? No. His health definitely, I felt, shortened his career because he was one hell of a player. And I always commend him for that. So I'm happy to see that, he gets the honors that he deserves, okay? He was a 6-time All-Star. He made the first team 1 year. right? That was 4 years before he came to New York. And I'm happy to see him get this honor. I think that he's well deserving. And I wish him all the best. Also, we also got some more history. Big time salute to Jose Grand Theft Alvarado. Brooklyn stand up. You already know how we do it. So the brother has only played a handful of games, and he set a record, okay? And this record was, he was the only bench player to be able to get over 25 points, 8 steals, no, make 8 threes, and get 5 steals. Big time salute to Jose for making history. The beauty of Jose, to me, is that he is someone who doesn't have to score to be impactful. You add Jeremy Sochan to the team, and now you have a team of guys that are multi-dimensional. Maybe the only guy that's limited in dimensions may be Mitchell Robinson. But besides that, everybody else, and Jordan Clarkson, if you want to add him scoring-wise, but, you know, besides those two, everybody else does multiple things. And I think that this is going to be very, very important for us. And we'll discuss more about that later, but I'm going to keep it moving. So that's Jose breaking history. All right. Let's see. We also get into Saturday night. We had some, honestly, besides the dunk contest, Saturday night was all right. I thought the Knicks, they did a great job in the shooting stars. You know, I know a lot of y'all might be like, the shooting stars. But listen, man, I got to big up my guys anytime we do things that's incredible. We won the shooting competition. Of course, Captain Clutch, he had to be the one to go make that last shot. But, I'm not going to play the whole thing, but this is just the highlight of them winning it, and they did their thing. And Spike Lee was there, and they held it down for New York City. They held it down for New York City. So big time salute for these guys. Also, I think I don't know if they're gonna stick with this event, but I think they should keep it. I think going back to the shooting stars, I think it was good. It was pretty interesting to watch. And I'm gonna talk about the All-Star game next, but I just wanted to give them a salute for their performance there. As far as the actual game, Jalen Brunson and Towns partaked in the new format. Now, I'm not sure what you guys thought about the new World versus America format. You got the Stars and the Stripes team versus the World. At first, I dropped the content yesterday, actually, with the Knicks recap, and that conversation pretty much echoed much of what the theme was for the Fanathon, was that we didn't know really what to expect from this change. But I'm going to tell you right now, Towns, he played good in the first game. I thought that he had a shot at MVP, but that boy, let me tell you something. I'm going to give a New York City salute to Wemby. You know why? I like Wemby. I do. I chose to not be a fan of players individually, because I feel like, I'm just like, no player for me could move the needle, because I'm just a fan of the game. But I love them all. I respect all the players. I salute all the players, right? But if I was a someone that followed players, Wemby would be number one on my list. The reason why is because I said something very pivotal at the Fanathon, right? I said, they got to put it in marketing to get players and fans excited about this event. Wemby completely cut the cost of all of that, because he clearly takes the game seriously. He's always had when he played in the All-Star game before. It's just that he was more of a lightweight. Like, you see, he's still young, right? Like, oh yeah, young fella, we see you, right? But he's not as impactful as he is now, and as he's going to be going forward. Now he's starting and he's impactful. So he brought the energy from, first off, and big time salute to Ant-Man as well. Ant-Man and Wemby, it takes two. They brought the intensity from the start. And everybody else followed their lead. And that's what it's going to take. I honestly was happy with what I saw. Right? Big time salute to the NBA for getting it right. I didn't think the Euro guys would care, but Wemby cares. Wemby cares, and he's the biggest Euro guy, well, maybe besides Giannis. And Giannis cares too. It's just that he's always hurt around the All-Star game. Right? He's always, has a nagging injury that keeps him out. But I'm telling you, they got the format. They figured it out. So I loved it. I thought that, Brunson was just going with the flow mostly. He wasn't trying to do too much. And to all my guys, my Knicks people that was like, oh, please just don't get hurt. I think Brunson and Towns did a good job of that. I love the moment they had on the floor going against each other. But to me, Wemby and Ant-Man, they stole the show. And everybody else, all the young bulls, Jalen Johnson, he's another guy. He came in the game serious. I'm getting buckets. They playing defense. We seen fouls. I'm like, yo, they figured it out. And I think because of Wemby and Ant-Man, as those two continue to ascend and become bigger stars, everybody's going to follow them and play hard. So I think they figured out the solution. And I don't even just think it's the US versus the world, because I think I don't mind the way the game was set up where each game is a quarter, but maybe the world catches up. I doubt it. And they can actually get 12 All-Stars. And now we could do 12 versus 12 for a full game. But I'm going to say this. I think that those two guys keeps the energy high, even if it's East versus West. But maybe not so, because they both will be on the West. And then now they're teammates and they'll just crush the East because they'll be the only. So you would need the East Coast to have somebody to galvanize the troop. And maybe that could be Jalen Johnson, because he looked incredible to me coming in off the bench. Even Barnes, maybe Barnes and those guys, but those are not the top guys. So it would have to be Cade or one of those other guys. Nonetheless, great event. I liked it. I loved it. Also, the ratings are up. So the ratings are up. Hopefully the bag goes up for the players. I like I always say, I am a player appreciator. So I want to see the players get paid. I want to see the players do better. I want to see the players win. All right. So NBC's carrying NBA games for the first time. The ratings are up. Okay. 97% from comparable windows last year that primarily aired on TNT. This is why they had to leave TNT. I do got a question too in the chat. If you want me to respond as well. By the way, you can send in a donation as well if you would like me to add your comment to a segment on the show. But how many of you guys missed TNT? How many of you guys missed TNT? I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna cap. I kind of like how Kenny would amp up the dunk contest. We going home. I like that little bit. I missed it a little bit. I'm not saying they did a bad job. The dunk contest was whack. The dunk contest was whack. Yeah, let's not even, I don't even want to talk about the dunk contest. Everything else besides the dunk contest was fire to me, right? And so I kind of missed it a little bit. But it's a new day and NBC is there. NBC has changed the game. The ratings are up. Even ESPN and ABC's up. 2.6 million, 2.06 million, up 18%. All right? The networks own 5 or 10 largest audience this season, all on Christmas Day, even though the NFL came. Okay? They still had the top ratings. Spurs Thunder, 6.71 million. Cavaliers Knicks, 6.37 million. And Mavericks Warriors, 6.11. I think what makes our number so impressive, the 6.37, is that we were the first game. Think about it. How many people just getting up on Christmas Day? They with the family eating breakfast. They're not trying to watch basketball. You probably get more people towards the middle of the day. Okay, so big time salute to the Knicks and the NBA. for getting more views, and this could spell more money. That's all that is. That's all that usually is. Okay, more money and more growth. Big time salute if you just joined in the show. I didn't get to OG Anunoby yet. I will. We're gonna talk about his injury and some things that I've been looking up in terms of toe evolution. Evolution. I keep saying evolution. Sorry, toe evolution. Okay. um, and we're gonna discuss that. We also got some other topics we're gonna discuss as well. Throughout the week, we just got over the All-Star stuff, which was pretty good, pretty exciting. If you digged it, big time salute to you. And continue to smash the like button as you enter. We noticed that 56.6% of our viewers are not subscribed. So go ahead and subscribe, okay? Get that done so you guys can check out all the content that we have in store. We just did a 24-hour live stream, the first ever in Knicks community history, and even in the NBA community history. It's the first one we ever did. So, and the file hopefully should be up soon. But in the meantime, I'm dropping clips. By the way, salute to the channel members. I gave you a snippet of the next video that I was going to drop, talking about this Sochan, giving you the details of the Sochan. All right. Anyway, let me keep it moving. So I'm going to touch on some of the stories of the week. All right. And I'm not going to go through all of these. If you do want to see some stories you may have missed, all you have to do is hit the link in the description, hit the link tree. It'll take you to Substack. Everything is on my Substack. By the way, if you're a Substack person as well, go follow me on Substack. It's the same name. I am the Objective Knicks fan everywhere except Twitter. Twitter, I'm TOF on fire. But everywhere else, it's the same name. Just go follow me there as well. So that way you can stay up to date with that. Now, I'm going to talk about OG in a second, but I want to talk a little bit more about some other things. I'm going to skip that article. I'm going to go here. I'm going to talk about what Mike Brown said about Jose Alvarado and the fact that, see this right here coming in on off days, that is hella impressive to me. Because, all right, sometimes it's hard to get guys to come in for the things they're obligated to do. But anytime somebody is willing to come in on off days, it shows to me that they want to put in the effort to get better. Jalen Brunson and him should be like this, because I think the work ethic that Jalen Brunson has, the way from what Jose's been showing us, I think that it should connect, seamlessly. And, Mike Brown said Jose came in on an off day, worked with some of the younger players, and he continues to get acclimated. He also stayed for All-Star break to work out and learn the system. This guy right here is a guy I want to go into a playoff battle. Oh, he's small. He's small. Listen, they say it's not the size of the dog, right? It's the size of the fight in the dog. And this guy right here, I mean, people were talking about him as an enforcer. And usually enforcers are 6'8", 245 pounds. But this guy's heart, man, I mean, you seen it. When he told the brother to back up off of Mitchell Robinson, like, you're doing too much. Like, that energy is what we've been missing. And then hopefully Sochan could come with some of the Dennis Rodman shenanigans. Some of the Dennis Rodman stuff that he's been known for. But yeah, those two guys, I can't wait to see what happens on Thursday. And I think that these are the guys you need. These are the guys we were missing. And I'm curious to see what the rotation will be. I know I love Mo Diawara, but hey, I'm a Knicks fan. So I go with what's best for the group. Okay? So yeah, that's my little Jose spill. As far as, let's see, talked about the All-Star. I don't want to go back to the All-Star stuff. I could talk about, I know y'all don't want to hear this, but I'm going there anyway. Giannis. Okay, we did get a Giannis update. I'm sorry. This was that All-Star weekend. He was there with his two kids. And he says something, of course. But I gotta dissect this, y'all. I gotta dissect this. Giannis Antetokounmpo, as of today, this is what he said. I'm committed to the Milwaukee Bucks. I'm committed to the people I work with, my teammates, the coaching staff, Doc, John, and the front office. You will never hear me say I don't want to be a Milwaukee Buck. So where's the contract, Giannis? He's having fun with the media. He's having fun with the media. Because we got to talk about it, right? It's been news all year. So we got to consistently address it. And he's always saying the right things in public. I'm a winner. I'm extremely loyal. Growing up, you dream, what if I played for the Knicks? Madison Square Garden. You see, this is why I had to address it. If he didn't mention the Knicks, I probably wouldn't even talk about it. Why would he say that? Growing up, you dream. Oh, what if I play for the Knicks? Madison Square Garden. So, Giannis, are you telling me that you grew up wanting to be a Knick? You going to give me that ammunition, Giannis? You wanted to be a Knick, Giannis? The Golden State Warriors had an epic package full of picks, and the deal was turned down, reportedly because you don't want to be under Steph Curry's shadow. You want to create something somewhere where it hasn't been done, like a place like New York, which was Ian Begley's made that statement. What if I get drafted by the Lakers and now I'm teammates with Kobe? Now, that's a concerning statement. Because I think the Lakers are a realistic threat to get Giannis. I think they're a real live threat. Now, it's harder now that the trade deadline has passed. Because they could have traded Austin Reeves. But now, in the summertime, Reeves is not going to want to. He's not going to go. He's not going to. Now, to be fair, maybe Milwaukee wants Reeves. I doubt it. But I'm letting you know, the Lakers are in play. They are in play. Now, will they get him? It's going to be hard for them in the summertime because they don't have the assets, like in terms of salary. They're completely like LeBron's off the books, Reeves off the books. Those are two of the biggest salaries they would have had. So you don't really have a team to trade for Giannis. Literally, right? So he says, the Lakers, right? And now I'm teammates with Kobe. What if I go play for the Cavs and LeBron? Pass me the ball. Another interesting team, the Cavs, that have the salary, I guess, but maybe I mean, unless they're gonna part with Mobley. Does Giannis want to go with Donovan Mitchell? Maybe. But LeBron's not in Cleveland. So I think it's safe to scratch those guys off the list. If there were ever be a scenario of me not being a Milwaukee Buck no more, I don't want anybody to think like, hey, man, I quit on my team. That's all it is optics. So he can't come out and he can't say, oh, yeah, I'm leaving in the summer. He can't say that. But he had to throw in and said, growing up, you dream, what if I played for the Knicks in Madison Square Garden? So now I know Giannis dreamt about being a Knick. Giannis dreamt about being a Knick. Okay? All right. So now I'm going to do I'm going to do the rundown. Now that we know that Giannis has dreamt about being the Knick. I'm not letting that go, right? I'm not letting that go to all the people that get upset when I talk about Giannis. Oh, he's not coming to New York. He's not. Okay. Okay. All right, Ash. All right, cool. So let me keep it going. Let me get to the Knicks rundown. All right. So Jose Alvarado, after putting up one of the best bench performances we've seen all season, he says that today it just went my way. Okay. OG Anunoby We're going to talk about him in a second, but his injury, toe avulsion, seems to be a little bit worse than what we thought. Of course, the Knicks signed forward Jeremy Sochan. By the way, once this stream ends, go check out that clip I did with Fritz. We really got to the bottom and explain why the Knicks were able to get Sochan and the politics behind it. Jordan Clarkson bugged out. We actually did a show on this, and he fired vulgar comments towards a fan on Twitter. Knicks Modiawara gets high praise from Tim Legler. Okay. Carl Anthony Towns discusses his dreams, deja vu, and predicting the future. That was interesting. I didn't want to touch that. When Jeremy Sochan officially, well, when the report came out and said that he was going to sign with New York, he tweeted, "Bing bong." Can I do a quick take right there? Jeremy Sochan, if this pans out right, he could be one of the most impactful bench players we have towards the end of the season, and possible starter. You know, I don't know with OG Anunoby. I don't know. We're going to talk about it. But he could be one of the most impactful players. And the fact that there were 10 other teams and he chose New York, I got to give him a salute. Anytime we get people who want to come to New York, you got to salute them. Even Jordan Clarkson. As much as we dump on him because his performances are not consistent or he's kind of falling out of the rotation, the brother wanted to come to New York. He had other options. He believed that the Knicks had an opportunity to win. He's still upbeat on the bench. He's still embracing the guys. You got to give a big time salute to that. You got to give a big time salute to that. All right. Let me keep it going. So let's see. OG with the toe injury. Of course, the big three, the three Knicks in the shooting competition took home the goods there. And we'll talk about OG and Anunoby in a second, man. But that's all for the Knicks Rundown. It's a very short week because All-Star Week took place. So that literally took out half of the news that we would have had. Usually when I do the Knicks Rundown, you know, it's like 40 different pieces of news for the week, like events that happen. So, nonetheless, we'll just keep pushing forward. All right. So if you're digging the content, continue to smash that like button on the way in. I'm gonna get to OG and Anunoby in a second. There's some things about toe avulsion that I think it's telling, and it could be why Sochan was brought forth. But I'm gonna get to that in a second. We're gonna talk about toe avulsion, what it means, what usually happens. Okay. Now, let me get to my next segment. So we could talk about some smoking hot topics. Once again, I'm not gonna go through all of these. It's a lot of information here. All you gotta do is check out the Substack. Every Monday on my Substack, I have one of these articles that comes out breaking down the news for the week. So if you're a diehard Knicks fan and you just want to be informed about your team, my Substack is the place to be, and you'll be up to date on everything. But now this guy Vincent Goodwill gives the Knicks a familiar ceiling that the fans won't want to hear. Now I almost made this a smoke of the week, but I don't really care about your opinion. You know, you can have an opinion on the Knicks. It's when it becomes either disrespectful or when I feel like it's just plain hate. You know, and you're just a hater, then I might do like a Paul Pierce. If Paul Pierce would have said this, I would have did an unfiltered thought because Paul Pierce is a known Knicks hater, just like DeMarcus Cousins. If those two guys would have said it, I would have got on their head. But this is what Goodwill had to say. He said that Goodwill says the Knicks won't improve on last year's results. The great indicator of being in the playoffs is how well you play when things are not going your way. The problem with the Knicks is when everything's going right, they can overwhelm you. But when one thing goes wrong, they don't know how to handle the slightest bit of adversity. Like even Jalen Brunson the other night against Indiana just went full. I'm taking every shot like in the last 5 minutes or so. And he hasn't done that in a long time because normally he comes up big late, so you don't pay much attention to it. But when he's off, it's very noticeable, Goodwill told Windhurst. Okay, so this is with Goodwill. He's with ESPN as well, the Windhurst crew of guys that don't necessarily speak highly of the Knicks. I want to say something about that. He says the Knicks don't do a good job battling adversity. I disagree with that. Just because you lose a game. So, all right. Only way I'll let Goodwill live with that is if his energy is the same for OKC. See, this is why you got to watch basketball. When you watch basketball, not just Knicks basketball, when you watch a lot of basketball, you're able to make connections like these. Like, for example, the Indiana Pacers took the Oklahoma City Thunder to overtime, the first game of the season. Overtime, the first game of the season. They didn't go out and beat Oklahoma City. Do you have the same criticism for OKC after they lost to Indiana? Do you want to know what our record is against sub 500 teams? You got to lose eventually. Like, I hate if you watch enough basketball, you would learn to not rate one performance. You have to look at a body of work. Because when you look at the body of work, you get more clear answers. Okay? And I'm going to go into the 82 Nights Club. Why not? Let's have fun with my man, Mr. Vincent Goodwill. Because we lost one game to Indiana. Oh, my God, that one game to Indiana puts us in a trick bag where we can't overcome adversity, right? So against sub 500 teams this season, let me get that up here because okay. So we're 20-4 against these teams, 20-4. Okay. You're not going to go 100% against. So I want us to. Trust me, I'm like, all right, we should go 100%. At one point, I really looked like we were. But we normally dominate this team. We beat them already. We beat Indiana already. It's one game. How about close games? So in close games, we're above 500. Now, how I do close game records, we're 11-10. How I keep track of it is separate from clutch game. I'm gonna give you the clutch game record as well. But my close game record is records in games that are not blowouts. That's it. It's like boxing. Like, to all my boxing fans, you know how everything but a jab is a power punch, right? So that's how I count blowouts in close games, okay? Now, as far as clutch games, you want to know what our record is, Mr. Vincent Goodwill? We are 11-6. That's a pretty solid resume against, in games that are 5 within 5. We also have a 6-point blowout, and we also have a 16-point blowout that was a clutch game. So when he makes these statements, I watch too much basketball, so you can't make certain statements in front of me. Because I'm going to pull out a crazy connection in the world, in the ethers that you've never seen before. So, yeah, Mr. Goodwill, we're not good against adversity. I disagree. We won some. What about the cup games? There was no adversity in those cup knockout round games. We lose one game to Indiana, but you still won't have that same standard for OKC because OKC is the greatest in the world. We only been to, 2 overtimes? How many overtimes we went to? You know how long it took us to get to overtime? OKC started in overtime. I remember at one point when I was doing my Pistons, my scouting report on the Detroit Pistons, right? It's updated now, but at the time, Detroit was bragging about having 21 single-digit wins and how that was the second most in the season, right? And then I said, well, let me look at the Knicks blowouts. You know how many blowouts we had? 10 or more? 20. So which feat is more impressive to you? Nonetheless, let me keep it pushing. So I just want this dump on that point, right? Also, the 2-9 stretch, once again, I don't want to excuse poor performance. We lost. We got cooked. That's fine. But let's not act as though the NBA Cup curse hasn't been validity to it. Every year we've had a cup. Look at how they're doing the All-Star game. Because even though the All-Stars had to report to the weekend, right? They still get 3 days off before the next game. Imagine if they institute that for all the teams that made it to Vegas. You automatically get 3 days off to come back and play. We went right into a hard game against Indiana. We won that game, but we don't battle adversity. But there's no way for you guys to know that because you guys, that's not your job to know all of those things. Your job is to get us to talk about stuff like this that you want to put in your little articles and say on your little TV segments. But then when the people who watches basketball and who also covers teams, we could just come and just chop that up, throw that in the trash. It's cap. It's cap. Okay, cool. When Karl-Anthony Towns, and another thing too, how are you going to use regular season shortcomings to talk about adversity in the playoffs? That don't make no damn sense. There's no direct correlation between regular season success and postseason success. So just because I get cooked in the regular season doesn't mean that I won't cook you in the playoffs. So even if we didn't face the adversity, how do you know? How can you say, based on whatever little adversity we faced according to you, that we won't respond better in the postseason? You're just out of bounds and just out of touch. Sometimes I wish I could just teleport in the TV and just sit next to these dudes. I'll give them all the business. I just watch too much basketball. It's just too much basketball that I watch. When Karl-Anthony Towns is on, it's very noticeable. When he's off, committing offensive fouls, jumping on people's back, playing the bongos. Hey, yo. What are you trying to say? Playing the bongos, man. What was that? Where are we going with playing the bongos? We going there? I don't know. That sounded a little, yeah, I don't like that. I don't like the way that sounds. Yeah, we not even going there. The question is, you don't know what to believe because their highs are so high and their lows are so low. I could give you the low of every team. Detroit got smacked by, the Wizards? I mean, like I said, OKC went to overtime twice with Indiana. You want to go through the lows of every team? Everybody lows is low. What the hell are you talking about? Like realistically, what the hell are you talking about? It sounds like you don't know what the hell you're talking about. You go down all the top teams and look at who they lost to. They all lost to bad teams. There's not a team out there that didn't lose to somebody that you're like, damn. And you can start with OKC, the mighty, mighty OKC. So yeah, just knock it off, though. Knock it off. I also want to touch on this, and I'm going to get to OG Anunoby next. We're going to get to OG Anunoby next. All right. If you just joined the stream, this is This Week Inside the Knicks, episode 15. We're talking about all the hot topics from February 9th to the 15th. And we covered a lot already. And now we're getting ready to get into OG after this next one. I want to talk about the deep bench because I did a poll, by the way. If you visit the community section, I'm getting back onto my surveys and my daily polls. So anytime you wake up in the morning, you're going to see something interesting there for you to vote on. And so I dropped a poll this morning. You can still go vote on it. It asked about the Knicks bench. Is this the deepest bench we've seen like in the last 26 years, right? Pretty much since the UN times. What say you? So that's what I'm getting ready to talk about right now. And the New York Post had this article. It said that the deepest Knicks team of the century, it should win the East. Now, I don't know if that's a direct correlation. I don't know if that's a direct correlation, y'all. I don't think the deepest bench means you win the East. There's been a lot of deep benches that didn't win nothing. All right. So I don't really care about having the deepest bench. I care about winning, God damn it. But since we want to talk about deep bench, why not? We're on All-Star break. Okay. Now, one thing I want to say too, salute the Christian on this, because I don't think we get credit for how good our bench is. I don't think we get the credit. Like Detroit, for example. They had the audacity. I don't remember which hater it was. You know, we got like 10 Detroit haters. But one of them called up and said, oh, yeah, we got bucket getters on our bench. I said, what bucket getters? He said, Jenkins. You know how many points Jenkins average? Jenkins is averaging 8 points a game. That's their bucket getter off the bench. If Jordan Clarkson averaged 8 points a game, we'd be wanting to trade him and waive him. You want to know how many points Jordan Clarkson averages? 9. Yeah, you can't make this up. So when you look at the bench, right? Mitchell Robinson, Jeremy Sochan, Landry Shamet, Jordan Clarkson, Alvarado, Deuce McBride. Those 6 guys, forget the young guys. You could add them if you want to. But those 6 guys right there would either start or get heavy minutes on any other team in the league. If I look back at teams, matter of fact, let's do it like this. Let's do it like this. It's going to be hard. It's going to be hard to do it. But, hold on, let's pull it up. Oh, my God, hold on. What's going on? All right, cool. Let's pull it. It's going to be hard to do it, but let's just see if we could. The only team I think that rivals us bench-wise, someone said last year's team. I think I'm gonna address that in the comment of the week. But oh God. Gateway timed out. What's going on with the internet, man? Hold on, give me 2 seconds, y'all. I try to navigate through Basketball Reference. I want to look at the 2013-14, the 2012, I'm sorry, 13. Oh, come on, Basketball Reference. Don't do this to me. Off the top of the head, I know we had Rasheed Wallace, didn't hold up. Kenya Martin was on there. I think Jason Kidd started. You had Pablo Prigioni, J.R. Smith, of course, Iman Shumpert, Copeland. How many of y'all remember Chris Copeland, the bucket getter from overseas? We had him. We had who else we had? I'm trying to pull it up. We had a squad into it. I ain't gonna lie, y'all. I think that 2013 squad might have been better. I'm gonna keep it real. I think the 2013 squad might have been better because you had J.R. Smith, who I'm not sure if he won the 6-man that year. I'm pulling it up on my other device. I don't know why. Let me see if it works over here. I don't know why Basketball References give me a hard time on the computer. It's weird. But I'm gonna pull it up and I'm just gonna read it all for y'all so y'all could no, it's some going down with basketball. I don't know what's going on with basketball. I don't know what's up. Maybe they're doing site maintenance. But I don't know. I might have to do content on that, y'all. We might have to revisit this because I think I can't crown it yet because that, like I said, that 2013 team, you know, even though those guys were hurt, those were some dogs, man. So I don't know. I'm thinking about that team. Last year's bench, I don't think is as good as this year. Because I feel like last year's bench, you didn't have a Deuce that's as confident as he is now, right? This is last year's Deuce, who had a good season, but, you know, now you got Deuce and Clarkson and Jose. You know what I'm saying? It's like this bench is just, to me, is more polished than what we had last year. A better Shamit this year, right? I can't say a better Mitch, but I could say a more durable, healthy Mitch. We didn't have that last year. So I think this year's bench is better than last year's bench, 100%. And the Emmanuel Quickley benches, I'm taking this bench. Even with Hartenstein, I'm taking this bench. But that 2013 bench, y'all, I don't know. But the next major question is, right? Is this bench good enough to win the championship or get to the finals, win the East? Okay, but even you could add. Well, I don't know. I don't think that the bench like wins you the championship. I don't. I really don't believe that. But I just was curious to know about comparing the benches. Okay, now I'm gonna get the OG Anunoby because I know you guys have been patiently waiting for the OG Anunoby's topic. But listen, before I do it, you guys got to get those likes up. All right, subscribe if you're not subscribed. All right, we noticed that 56.6% of our viewers in the last 28 days are not subscribed. So you're in the chat right now. Show some love, show some support. Smash that subscribe button and continue to smash the like button. Of course, we got the 82 Nights, the playoff edition coming out, the game night. You could go place your order now in the link tree. Okay, the link tree is on the screen. Linktree/TheObjectiveFan. You could also find it in the description of the video as well. All right, so OG Anunoby. Now, I just want to let y'all know that, I did a little digging on OG. You know what I'm saying? I created this little document right here. All right. Did a little digging, okay? I was gonna do a PowerPoint, didn't have time. So I said, all right, let me just put it on the screen like that. So OG Anunoby injury explained. Let me try to get it on this window. Give me 2 seconds, y'all. 2 seconds. And yo, guys, I just checked the text again. It's going down. We're gonna be taking on the Detroit Pistons on Wednesday night. We're gonna have a debate show. It's gonna be crazy. It's gonna be lit. Smash that like button, man, because I just took a peek at it. We close to the 100 mark. Let's get over the 100 mark, okay? Let's definitely get over the 100 mark. Now, what is toenail avulsion? Okay, that's what he's currently out. Now, here's the thing with the Knicks that bothered me, right? Because they have a tendency of listing guys GTD, game time decision, okay? Game time decision consistently. And my thing is, that doesn't really give us a full picture as to what the injury is. Look at Deuce McBride. Remember we thought he had an ankle? All of a sudden it's a core muscle. Now, I'm not saying that OG doesn't have a toe avulsion. I'm not saying that. Toenail avulsion, okay? I'm not saying that. But are they communicating with us the severity of it? That's what we're going to try to get to the bottom of. So, toenail avulsion occurs when the nail separates from the nail bed. That exposed area becomes extremely tender. Oh my God. It's just reading that and thinking about that, it just makes me feel like, oh my God. Pain and pressure around the toe, bleeding and irritation can occur. However, there's no structural damage, which is good. But think about your toenail. You're going to need your toenail, man. Did you imagine? All right. If you stub your toenail, stub your toe, how painful is that? Now, this is the Knicks. We don't get the most information, man. We don't get the most information. And of course, why it hurts in basketball so much, explosive on push-offs. I mean, yeah, cut and jumping. You got to do all of that with your toe. You need your toe. Right? Even minor pressure in the shoe can cause sharp pain. So now we're dealing with pain tolerance. Now, look. Pain tolerance is something that can't really be a measure for everyone because everyone's pain tolerance is different. What the pain that I could take is different from the pain that you could take. So how much is the pain a factor in his recovery? Because like I said, no one's really talking about OG's injury. And to me, that's the classic, or this could possibly be the classic Knicks bait and switch. Oh, Mitchell Robinson. How many of you guys remember this? Right before we got Towns, Mitchell Robinson was expected to come back. No, there was no word that Mitch needed all that time to come back. All of a sudden, trade goes down. Randall, Towns, Deontay. Then we really get the scope, or even maybe right before that, we also got the scope that Mitch was going to be out for longer, or we didn't. I can't remember exactly. But anyway, nonetheless. And of course, they did the trade because Mitch was out and they wanted a center, didn't know they could get Towns, and they felt they could got him. And then he wanted to become the best center we gotten since Patrick Ewing. Big time salute for Towns, becoming the best center since Patrick Ewing. Okay? All right, bet. So the Knicks have a tendency of doing things like this. Out of nowhere, boom. Because one of the things we spoke about consistently was that the Knicks are small. They need size. Sochan definitely gives us that, right? If not anything else, he gives us a 6'8" forward who can compete. Okay? Now, here's another questionable thing. Look at the recovery timeline. There's no fixable healing schedule. Return depends on pain tolerance. Typical outcomes: days to 1 week. So what I want to look at really quickly, because we got to see, like I said, once again, with these Knicks, hopefully you guys can still see the screen. Hold on. Hopefully you guys can still see the screen. Okay, yeah, you guys can still see it. Okay, cool. So, damn, I don't think I can now. Let me see. Let me see if basketball reference is back up and running. Because I wanted to pull up OG Anunoby. Okay, that's good. Okay, cool. We got OG. Okay, cool. So what I wanted to look at was how many games he missed already, so we could see, because they said 1 week, right? Okay, cool. So don't tell me he's going to give me trouble now. It might not pull up. If it doesn't, that's fine. That's fine. I don't know what's going on with it. Let me go back to where I was at. But OG has missed approximately, 3-4 games now? And so we're beyond the week. We're beyond the week. Now, if it was a 2-week injury, then he should play on the 19th. My prediction is, if he's not ready to go, OG may be out for a longer time. Because up to 2 plus weeks, if the pain or swelling persists. See, now we're dealing with healing factor. Everyone's healing factor varies. Everyone's pain tolerance varies. Casey Smith and those guys are not going to rush him. But here is the key part, and I'm bolding it. Returning too early can reset the timeline. Returning too early can reset the timeline. So when the Knicks are putting up GTT, never look at that and think that the injury is normal. That's what I learned. Never do it, because they'll change it in a heartbeat. Whenever it's convenient for them to let you know this is why this happened, then they'll do that. But don't get confused by it. So OG can be out for some time. Now, if you want to see some comparisons between turf toe, that's the actual sprain in the joint. He doesn't have that. Okay. And then once again, the mild could be days to 2 weeks, and then the same kind of timetable there. But this is surface level. This is a surface level injury that we're dealing with. Okay. And pain dictates his return to play. I don't really know what this brother pain tolerance is. And honestly, when we're looking at the real truth, why rush him back? So this is not the postseason. The brother could be out 4 weeks, like 2 weeks plus, or even longer. Because it's all about the irritation. So now when he comes back, we got to pray that there's no re-irritation or it doesn't get re-irritated. Because if that happens, then it resets the process. So this is what we're dealing with OG Anunoby right now. What say you? Let me know in the chat. What do you think about this? Do you think that OG Anunoby will be making his way back soon? Do you think that the Jeremy Sochan signing was to cover their tracks and have a guy that you could use? Maybe even if he doesn't start, you can play him. You could bring him off the bench. He can guard some of these top guys. He has some experience. He's not a veteran, so to speak, but this is his 4th year. He's also averaged 11 a game, so he could get buckets too. Maybe not a shooter, but I'm curious to see how Mike Brown utilizes this kid. But we've seen what happened with Alvarado, GTA. They got GTA, then all of a sudden Deuce is out for the rest of the season. Telling you, the Knicks bait and switch tactics, man. And the fact that he did not come back already has me a little bit concerned. Big time salute to my man Mad Dog, No Good 100. That's an interesting name. He said they downplayed Deuce's injury, purposely did not have to pay more for Alvarado. That was smart. I don't think OG injury can be more. Sochan and DOR is up. Oh, you know what? That's a great point. Because it's not like the Spurs wouldn't away them. Like the Spurs would have been like, all right, we're not going to let you go because the Knicks got an injury. So that's a good point. But I wasn't really thinking about that part about, disguising it for the trade purposes. I'm thinking about the Knicks just doing this period where they would go get somebody else because they have knowledge that this guy's going to miss significant time. And I'm not happy that OG's hurt, but I am happy that they got somebody. Is this guy the number one guy I wanted? No, but he's a Knick now. But that's actually a great point, Mad Dog, No Good, that maybe that this is not something that is the case. Maybe it's just, we still needed Sochan regardless. And now Diawara has less pressure on him. Because I want Diawara to start bad. I just like the size that he brings to the floor. And now we're not small. But now you got a guy like Sochan, Mad Dog. And, I think that this could be very beneficial, man. But big time salute to the super chat. If you got a message, you want me to break it down, give some context to what you're saying, all you got to do is send in the super chat and I will get to it. But that's where we are with OG Anunoby right now. He's dealing with a situation where it's very painful. And there's no way for us to know the level of the pain. There's no way for us to know that. So I'm a little bit concerned. I'm a little bit concerned. But we'll see. Maybe, like Mad Dog said, maybe it's not that. Maybe that's not the issue. And we'll go from there. Hold on, let me just check. So I think Detroit might have sent me something. Let me see. Man, it's going down. By the way, Wednesday, y'all. It's going down. Detroit. It's going down with Detroit. Also, we just did the first ever 24-hour live stream. So, that was a really good show. We're waiting for the file to upload. First time it's ever been done. And very excited about that. So we're making strides, man. We're making strides on this channel. Definitely help support us by smashing the like button and subscribing. Two simple things that we could do. Now, there's some more things I want to get into. Let me go back to where I'm at. I do got a stat of the week. Now, I talked about this on the Fanathon. Salute to everybody that was on the Fanathon. And if you weren't there, it's cool because I'm going to tell you what the stat is. So the Knicks are doing something that no other Eastern Conference contender is doing. Not Detroit, not Boston. The Knicks are the only ones to do this. Okay? Now, let's scroll down and see exactly what it is. Listen to this. New York enters the All-Star break with the league's third best offense when facing a top 10 defense. Big time salute to the New York for doing that. All right? Big time salute to the Knicks for doing that. I trouble through my soundboard. The Knicks, however, rank 7th in defense when going up against top 10 offenses. They're the only team in the Eastern Conference to do these things. That is my stat of the week. Now, to all the new people on the channel, I have a show called the Knicks in 10 Show. And basically, I break down all of the trends, tracking the Knicks every 10 games. And one of the last show that I did was a show that was pretty much praising the Knicks for their defense and letting you know that the defense is for real. We had the #1 defense for like the last 11 games. That's including the Denver Nuggets, the Los Angeles Lakers, the Boston Celtics, all top offensive teams. We have performed well. And this is my stat of the week. I think that this will continue to persist. And I think we're going to beat Detroit on the 19th. And I'm not just saying that because I'm a fanboy. I'm saying that because I do my homework. So I'm still doing my scouting report for Detroit because I got the debate on the 18th and I got the game on the 19th. But you see this right here? See that? These are all scouting reports. And this is just for like 10 teams. This is not the all 30 teams. This is just for 10 teams. So I do my homework on who we're playing. I know who we're going to play. I'll be telling these guys about certain players. This is my 82 nights, okay? My 82 nights is stacked and stuff. And yeah, I do my homework, all right? So I'm saying that from a place of knowledge, not just fanboyism. Nothing wrong with the fanboys, but the objective Knicks fan is more than a fanboy. I study the Knicks. If basketball were college, my major would be the Knicks and my minor would be NBA current events. Let me keep it pushing. So let me go back into the here. As far as, did I talk about the buyout market with Sochan? Hold on, let me see. I don't think I talked about that. Where's that at? Yeah, okay, cool. So I'm going to talk about the buyout market, which is, yeah, this one right here. Once again, like, it's impossible for me to go through all of these articles. So if you want to read them more, all you got to do is go to my Substack. Substack, The Objective Knicks Fan, okay? And also the link tree's on the screen as well if you want to take it there. And the description to that article that I have up there is also in the description, okay? So Knicks fans must pump the brakes on the most shocking Jeremy Sochan concern. All right. So the recent decision by the Knicks to sign Sochan certainly comes with some question marks. Now listen to this, because this was my concern, and I talked about this on the Fanathon. Jeremy Sochan's upside too high for Knicks to worry about Mo Diawara. Yes, the second round selection in Diawara has been a pleasant surprise during these middle stages of their campaign, especially over the last 8 games, where he served as one of the club's top 3-point shooters, okay, at 46.2% clip. That's amazing, by the way. The brother's shooting amazing. That's why I want to start him. He's shooting too good to not start him. And most impactful contributors from an on-court net rating. I didn't even go to the super duper advanced stat, but yes, 12.7 in this amid their 6-2 run. Now, the reason why they call me Stat Master Miyagi, because this is what I do with stats, but I don't just throw a whole bunch of advanced stats to you. I deal with stats with context. So when you deal with plus minus in a winning streak, course it's going to be higher. Does it matter a little bit more for bench players? I don't know. Are they playing in games or are they playing in garbage time? So you got to be careful with the plus minus on court, off court in a win streak, right? Everyone's going to have a good number. I mean, unless you're comparing it to others, maybe, and you want to see, okay, well, this person's impact is better than that. But if I am doing that, I would do it with the same line. You see how crazy technical I get? Because I always deal with stats with content. Don't just allow people to throw stats like this at you. You don't question like, okay, well, it's during a win streak. Everyone's plus minus is up. What are you comparing it to? Because we're playing well now, but how does it show me how you stand out? If you can't explain that, then you probably shouldn't use the stat. Anyway, nonetheless, DOR was labeled by Kevin O'Connor as someone who has limitless potential. I agree with that. He could do everything on the floor. Now, does that mean he's going to be an all-star? No. But he literally can do everything on the floor. Like, you can't point out something in his game and say he doesn't do that. Which is highly impressive for somebody who's, 20, 21 years old? He has limitless potential. If he can ever develop a consistent jumper, which he's been doing through 3.5 seasons of action, it's easy to see why he's received such a descriptor. Okay, so he's why he may boast a traditional wings build at 6'8". I think he's taller than 6'8". I actually saw him in person. I think he's taller than 6'8". He's up there with I saw him stand next to Ariel. He's up there with Ariel. I'm not saying he's as tall as Ariel, but he is up there with Ariel. Okay. Big time to travel. I happen to take a glimpse in the chat. I see my channel, my new channel members. I got to do that. I'm gonna do the MVP donors next. But salute to you, Travel Vibes. I see you in the building. So he's really taller than that. I would put him like closer to 6'10", but whatever. He has a 7-foot wingspan, super athletic. Okay. Now, on top of this, he's like a Swiss Army knife. He does it all. Okay. So basically what they're trying to say is that even though we got Mo Diawara and we worry about Mo Diawara's, time or growth because of Sochan, man, Diawara has all the time in the world to get better. And Sochan, if it just happens to be Sochan, let it be. Don't make it a Sochan. That's what I had to do. And salute to the Knicks recap because he said, yo, they both gonna play. Now, I'm not sure if he was saying that because he thinks OG is going to be out for a longer time. But if OG comes back, I don't think both of them plays. Maybe with another injury, which is always possible. But yeah. Okay, all right. Big time salute. I just got a text. Big time salute to my man Ron. But yeah, that's that. So that's all for that take. I wanted to say, just don't. Mo Diawara has the opportunity to still be great. All right, he's going to be fine. He's going to, because I'm looking at it as a competitive battle. But Sochan, it's kind of like he's fulfilling a different niche, I think. Right? That's what I preliminarily think. But it could all change. Or hey, one of them may start the next game. You just never know. Let me keep it pushing though. So that's the buyout market. I only read one buyout market article. As you can see, there's a whole bunch. You want to check them out? You could. I'm gonna get to the comment of the week. Let me look at the time. Okay, we good. So I'm gonna get to the comment of the week. Okay. Now, this came from J Rose, a new channel member. And while I'm here, let me do the MVP donors really quickly. I do got to give a big time salute to all the people that support the platform really quickly. My man Mellow Mike, Tugboat Taylor, Buzzer Beater, Jesse, Killer B. Big time salute to Killer B. Big time salute to Killer B. Jay Chosen, Akeem the Dream, Pat the Engineer. Big time salute to Pat the Engineer. He bought like 10 memberships for others, man. I appreciate the support. and the grill, AP. AP had to do at least 20 hours of the Knick Fanathon with me. Big time salute. Big Dog Talk Sports also show some love, support. That guy 22, another big time salute for that guy 22, who held it down. He called in and we rocked for a long period of time. J Tap, of course, Knicks Tape Madness Discord server. All right, represent. Who else I got? I got My 2 Cents. By the way, My 2 Cents, if you're listening, send me an email. Okay, you have to send me the email. Remember the contest giveaway, you have to send me the email. Big time salute the King, LD, HRM the Great, Buzzer Beater, Crim's Dad. Big time salute to Crim's Dad. Jose G Insight and Lee. Big time salute to those guys. Those are our MVP donors, man. I always show love on this channel every time. So if you support the channel, man, I'm going to always shout you guys out because you guys are the engine to the channel. And big time salute to all the channel members. Click that link to join the Discord, man. That's where we gets it in. We about to get back into the second half. It's going to be even more crazy. So, you know, to all the channel members out there, make sure you get in the Discord. Now, I'm going to jump into this comment of the week. All right. Now, this is from J Rose. All right. One of our newest channel members. I'm not sure this is true, but I heard the Bucks might have wanted Brunson and someone else for Giannis. As an objective Knicks fan, would you potentially trade Brunson? Uh-oh, hold up, wait a minute, hold up. Hold up. Oh, man. As the objective Knicks fan, would you potentially trade Brunson as part of any package to get Giannis? So do you want to know the truth? Okay, you know what? I'm sorry, but hold on, Skywalker. I did salute to Skywalker. Salute to Skywalker. He's the hater number 2. He said, "Where's my name at?" I did shout you out, Skywalker. You were in the last MVP donor. You didn't make this one, okay? But big time salute to my man Skywalker. He also is an MVP donor. He said, "Yo, I donate too. Where's my shout out?" Now, big time salute to you, Skywalker. I do appreciate it. Even though he rocks with the Detroit, he does support the channel. Okay, that's why I let him cook sometimes because he show love. Anybody who show love, I'm from Brooklyn. It's the Brooklyn way. That's what we do. All right. Nonetheless, to answer this question, now I got some unfiltered thoughts. Channel member J Rose, you have to go check out the unfiltered thoughts. I did one this morning. If you didn't watch it, talking about that guy Giannis. Now, I have a motto. Anyone, but not everyone. Anyone, but not everyone. If you would have asked me this question 6 months ago, I might have said yes. I might have said yes. Yeah, I might have said yes. I might have said yes. Or is it this? Or is it this? Or are we scared now? Because we're talking about trading Brunson. Are we scared? Are y'all scared in New York City? Are you scared that I'm going to trade away your captain? I do got on the Captain 11 hoodie. Go get your Captain 11 hoodie. Shot that this week inside the Knicks.com. I'm going to say this. Right now, or even in the summer, I'm not trading Brunson. No. The reason why I'm not trading Brunson, Giannis has the leverage. I don't have to trade Brunson to get Giannis. Now, the Bucks, he said that someone in the Bucks organization said that they wanted. No, that's not what happened. It was a low-level executive who said that, if we were doing a trade, it should be for Brunson because, Brunson is that for New York, what Giannis is for Milwaukee. And that would be the closest thing to a fair trade. See, there's no such thing. If you want fair, go to the carnival. There's no such thing as fair. Did you see the trades that took place this year? Did you see Luka go for AD? Was that a fair trade? Did you see the Atlanta Hawks do a fair trade, sending away Trae Young? There's no such thing as fair, bro. Oh, it has to be fair. No, it has to be a package that someone wants or is willing to send for whatever political reason that we may know or don't know. So, to answer the question about the person who said the Bucks didn't say that. That's not how business works. You never see a star player traded for another star player. Doesn't really happen like that. It rarely happens. It's mostly a star for a whole bunch of guys. A star for a whole bunch of guys. In this case, Wingstop. But no, just to answer your question, I wouldn't, me personally, as the objective Knicks fan, I'm not trading Brunson because Giannis has the leverage. I would be a fool to trade Brunson. It's not done like that. But I thought that was an interesting question. You know what? Let me hold on. There was another, because I didn't get a chance to do last week's comments of the week, so I might do one of these as well. I might do one of these as well. Why not? We here, we having fun. So I just posted this today because I figured out how to recover my post, by the way. So where do I want to go? You know what? I'll do both of them. Why not? We having fun on a Monday. There's no game tonight, so let's have some fun. So Akuma says, anytime the Knicks beat a team without players, it's never the injury talk. It's just a good win. Now with so many excuses, we were out. Who cares who plays, who's on the floor? Knicks can beat a team down. I'm sorry, Knicks can beat down the Pelicans by 20, and it'll be praised as if they're a great team. So this post was after we lost to the Pistons, and he tried to pretty much say that, the people have excuses. One, I don't have excuses, so that's not for me. I don't give a damn who plays and who don't play. A win is a win and a loss is a loss. That's just how I see it. I used to do that, right? And then they said no. A win is a win. Like the Cavaliers last year. I used to say, oh, man, the Cavaliers beat a whole bunch of injured teams. No, but it still count. They still a good team. It still count. Nobody ever gives us any grace when we lose. Like this is a perfect example. We didn't have no players there, right? How about the Indiana series? Nobody gives a damn about the loss to Indiana. You didn't have Randall. You didn't have none of that. Nobody cares. You lost. So that's the energy. I keep it consistent. I don't give a damn who's there. We lost. And I think we're going to do better on the 19th. Now, I hope that, Akuma, I hope that those guys in Detroit have your energy when they lose on the 19th. I don't want to hear, I didn't have this and I didn't have that. Because the truth is, we're more than likely not going to have OG. And we're probably not going to have, we definitely don't have Deuce McBride as well. But I'm just saying, we're probably not going to have OG. So we're not coming with no excuses. But we are coming for the smoke, Detroit. And on Wednesday night, y'all got to make sure y'all here. We're going to have a full debate with Detroit. They going to be up in here talking that nonsense. I'm coming with this. I'm just letting y'all know I'm coming with. I shouldn't even show this because now they might back out. I'm coming with this. This is what I'm coming with. That's what. See this right here? This is what I'm coming with. All right. This is the 82 Nights prototype right here. See that? The first ever 82 Nights created. That's what I'm coming with. What they coming with? They're going to be coming in here capping and talking all types of nonsense. You're going to get beat up bad, though. Because now you coming into my stage. And I'll go to your stage. It'll be the same result. Study the Knicks. So, no, I don't, Akuma. I'm not sure if that was for me. But I'm just letting you know, I don't do that. I don't give a damn. Even the Dallas win, I took it. Didn't like it at all. The first time we beat Dallas, didn't like it at all. It was a struggle to the end, a fight. Wait, adversity. Oh, Vincent Goodwill. That was a moment where we had to have adversity when Shaman, whether he got away with the foul or not, didn't matter. We won the game. No excuses, remember? And then now, David White, he says, Knicks fans, I live off of last year. This is a new year. Go Pistons. Another hater from Detroit. We got so many haters from Detroit that listen, you know what we said during the Fanathon? That not only am I the objective Knicks fan, this is Detroit TV. Big time salute to Detroit fan TV over here. That's what this channel is, because I give Detroit an opportunity to speak. And they're welcome to get cooked any day of the week. And they will get cooked twice this week, on Wednesday and on Tuesday. But so yeah, that's the two comments of the week I wanted to respond to. As far as, let's see, go back on my Substack. And like I said, when you go to my Substack, it has all of the information there. Okay. Now let me go back. I don't know why. All right, let me just click here. Thanks. Click here. And let me get to where we are. And to make sure I covered everything. And I still got some more segments to go. We got the power rankings as well. Now look, I ain't gonna lie, y'all. I'm not gonna lie. These power rankings come out on Wednesday. ESPN have been holding us down. Not just us down. I feel like ESPN is doing a great job with the power rankings this year. I'm keeping it real. I every week that comes up, I don't really have an issue. OKC's been number 1 since the beginning of the season. Detroit been number 2 for the longest now. San Antonio moved up to the 4th spot. To the 3rd spot from the 4th spot. New York Knicks, we move up a spot. Mind you, Vincent Goodwill, this is after we lost to Indiana. We still got bumped up 1 spot. Big time salute to the ESPN for getting it right. So we're top 4 on the power rankings. And honestly, y'all, I'm keeping it real. I think the Knicks are about to go on a major run, yo. I think we're gonna win at least 3 of the 4. Let me see. We got Detroit, Houston, Chicago, Cleveland, Milwaukee. I think we'll win 4 out of the next 5. And we're gonna stay hot. That's just how I see it. I'm not saying because of fanboy energy. I'm saying it because the defense is real. Now, what I am also expecting, and this is what my prediction was the last 10 games, the last time I did the 10-game review, there's going to be a New York Knicks offense reemergence. Even though we're still top 3 offense, so it's not like how much more better can we get? We're already at we top 3, maybe number 2 right now. Nonetheless, I think the offense is going to get better. And I think we're loading up for the postseason. And that's just how I see it based on the numbers, not just my opinion. Okay? So that's the power rankings, right? As far as word on the street, get into that as well. Let me go to the community section. What you could do, guys, also, while you're there, while we're at the community section, hit that join button, man. Hit that join button. To all the new channel members, hit the Discord server. That's all I'm going to say. I'm dropping a lot of content. I dropped 2 members only joins last night. All right. And I got a members first update. That's 3 videos. I put in work on this channel. Like I said, I go live twice a day. All right. We bring it back to 2 a days. It starts tomorrow. So this is what we do over here. So you're in the right spot to get your Knicks fix. Okay. So I don't think we got that many polls, but we'll just touch on a couple that we do have. Now, this is a good question. Did Mo Diawara prove his case to be a fixture in the Knicks rotation for the remainder of the season? 444 votes. I'm going to say yes. 89% of Knicks fans say yes. Mind you, you can still go vote on these polls. Like I said, I'm doing it every day. So tomorrow morning, be on the lookout for this. This is the one that we dropped this morning. Is this year's Knicks team the deepest Knicks team we had in the past 26 years? 216 votes. 91% say yes. I want to say I don't know, but because I'm optimistic, I'm going to say yes. I think that the 2013 bench might have got us. Shumpert, J.R. Smith, Rasheed Wallace, Kenya Martin, Chris Copeland, Pablo Prijones. Who else was there? I feel like I'm missing names. That bench was popping. So I don't know. What say you? What do you think? But like I said, you can go vote. And of course, we did the first ever 24-hour stream, which was incredible, which was amazing. Be on the lookout for the clips as well. We got that coming. Tomorrow we got the Blue and Orange brunch show, and we got Knicks Nocturnal more than likely. And then on Wednesday, Blue and Orange brunch show, and then the debate, the Knicks War Room, the first ever against the Detroit Pistons. It's going down this week. This is what we do. We got debate shows. We got everything. Big time salute to the chat. Oh, On Dios, the Supermod in the building. Big time salute to On Dios, the Supermod. I do appreciate you guys. I see you, Zach. I see the Knicks Tape Madness Discord server on deck. Oh, my God. I see Detroit. Oh, God. Don't let these Detroit people smash you out, man. Smash that like button. All right. We got an action-packed week. I'm looking forward to the Knicks comeback for the 19th. We get some basketball. Things are looking good, man. But look, I'm going to see you guys tomorrow. Until next time, y'all. As always, let's go.